Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is March 24th, 2024, and there are new companies interested in buying Barca Vision. Also, Adidas has reached out to Barcelona in order to inquire about possibly becoming Barcelona's next main sponsor. And finally, new clubs have joined the race for Faye. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kickback. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you head to Bet Us. Both links for kickback and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now, beginning with the news that Joan Laporta has revealed that there are new investment funds interested in buying Barca Vision. Now, as you know by now, the club members voted allowing the board of directors to sell 49% of Barca Vision as part of the economic levers in order to generate money for the club so the club could get out of the financial hole that they were in, that were left there by Josep Maria Bartomeu. And as a result, Barcelona ended up selling half of those shares, so around 24.5%, to socios.com, with the other half, so the other 24.5% being sold to Libero, who originally paid 20 million euros but failed to pay the other 40 million euros. And as a result, Barcelona have filed a lawsuit against Libero for not paying their share. Well, Joan Laporta has now revealed that there is a new company that's interested in buying the 49% of Barca Studios, but they want the entire 49%. And Joan Laporta has also revealed that this company is willing to pay a lot of money for the 49%. But of course, the problem is that Barcelona does not own the entire 49%. Half of it is owned by socios.com, with the other half being owned by Libero. And for now, it's being reported that neither socios.com nor Libero are willing to sell their shares. So as a result, there is a little bit of a problem as far as this new investor. Now, it is reported that Barcelona and this new company will continue negotiations with socios.com and with Libero to see if they are willing to sell their shares back so Barcelona can sell the entire 49% to this company, because it seems that this will be a much better deal where this company is willing to offer a lot more money than what the money that Barcelona have gotten from Libero, socios.com, and of course those 40 million euros that they never received from that German investment fund. Now, it's reported that this company is not the only one who's interested in buying the entire 49% of Barca Vision. Seems that there are other investors in the Middle East who are also interested in Barca Vision. But again, just like this company, these investors want to buy the entire 49%. So for this to happen, Barcelona will need to continue negotiations with socios.com and with Libero in order to get back the entire 49% of shares to see if anybody, if those investors want to buy it. And this is of course all as a result of all those many trips that Joan Laporta took to the Middle East, to Dubai, to Qatar, to Saudi Arabia. We talked about it all in the previous videos, and it seems that during these trips, these companies in the Middle East told Laporta that yes, they are interested in Barca Vision, but again, they want to acquire the entire 49%. So we're gonna have to see how these negotiations go and whether Barcelona will be able to pull off this huge economic lever. And speaking of money and investors, it's reported that Adidas have reached out to Barcelona in order to inquire about possibly becoming Barcelona's next main sponsor. Now, as you already know by now, Barcelona have been in negotiations with Nike in order to improve the contract that the two parties currently have, where Nike are paying way below market value and where they haven't been reaching or upholding their end of the bargain. And as I reported in yesterday's video, Joan Laporta dropped a bombshell during his interview with Mundo Deportivo, where the Barcelona president revealed that he had terminated the contract with Nike. And as a result, Nike has taken this matter up to court. So for now, the contract is still in place until the court decides what to do. Now, Barcelona are working with three options in regards to the next main sponsor. The number one option is to renegotiate with the contract with Nike and continue with them. Second option is, of course, that Puma offer, where they're offering Barcelona 120 million euros per season plus 100 million euros signing bonus. And the third option is that is for Barcelona to manufacture their own kits with the help of the manufacturer Hummel. Well, it now seems that Barcelona could have a possible fourth option because, as I reported in previous videos, Adidas had been lurking in the background, tracking the situation, seeing what's going to happen with Barcelona and Nike. And it seems that now Adidas have reached out to Barcelona in order to inquire what's going on, to see what's the Puma offer, what's the Nike offer, where does Barcelona stand in this whole position, because Adidas could be considering making an offer for Barcelona. For now, it's only an inquiry, it's not for sure, but of course a fourth option could make things more interesting and perhaps could end up forcing Puma and Nike to up their offers as well. Now, speaking of Adidas, it's been reported that the German national team has actually dropped Adidas and will be joining forces with Nike, which I think, even though it's not related to Barcelona, I think it's a pretty shocking news given that Germany and Adidas have been together, I think, for 70 or 75 years. Not to mention that Adidas is a German company, and for the German national team to drop the German company to go with an American one, I think it's definitely interesting. And speaking of the German national team, if you haven't seen it by now, make sure you watch the highlights between the match where in the match where they won 2-0 against France, because Florian Wirtz, someone who has been linked with Barcelona a lot, scored one hell of a banger. I think it took him 7 seconds from the moment that the referee blew until he scored a goal. And not only that, his pass in the build-up for the second goal was absolutely astonishing. And this only confirms or adds to that desire to want to sign Florian Wirtz, because he is definitely an up-and-coming talent that has a lot of potential, a lot of potential. So I really hope that Barcelona could sign him in the future, especially since Florian Wirtz has announced that he will be staying with Bayer Leverkusen until 2027. So by then, hopefully Barcelona will have enough money, enough space on their wage bill in order to make this signing, because my God, this guy is looking incredibly promising. And speaking of promising players, it's reported that new clubs have joined the race for our 19-year-old center back, Mika Faye. Now, Mika Faye just had his debut with the Senegalese national team, where he scored an absolute banger in Senegal's victory over Gabon 3-0. If you haven't seen the highlights, make sure you do, because it was one hell of a goal from the 19-year-old center back. And ever since Mika Faye joined Barcelona in the summer for around 1.5 million euros, he's been attracting a lot of attention in Europe, given the incredible potential that this young defender has. Well, having said that, it's reported that new clubs have joined the race for Mika Faye, including Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Lille, and Lens, with Bayern Munich and Manchester United willing to drop a lot of money for the youngster, who for now Barcelona have no plans of selling in the summer. Now, it's reported that Barcelona are planning to keep Mika Faye at the club, given his potential. They understand how promising this player is. And if Mika Faye does end up leaving in the summer, it's most likely on loan, where Barcelona considered that maybe a one-season loan could be very beneficial for the youngster, where he could, spend next season in top division and get adapted to it, and then come back to Barcelona much better and stronger. And I do agree with this move, especially since Íñigo Martínez's contract does expire in the summer of 2025. So if Mika Faye could spend next season, 2024, 2025 on loan, then he can come back when Íñigo Martínez is gone, and Mika Faye could take his place on the first team. Because one thing is for sure is that Mika Faye cannot spend another season with Barca Athletic, because we've seen that he has outgrown the third division. So Mika Faye will definitely look to get some minutes in top flight division. Now, of course, as I reported before, Girona are very interested in Mika Faye, whether it be on a permanent transfer or on a loan. So perhaps loaning him to Girona would be the most practical thing, since Girona is still in Catalonia, very close to Barcelona. They have a very similar style of play to Barcelona. But for now, again, Barcelona want to keep Mika Faye at the club. They're more in favor of him staying, not leaving, even if it's on loan. But of course, it will also depend on the player, because it's understandably so, Mika Faye will want to play in top flight football, and he might look to leave if he is not guaranteed minutes, given that the first team does have a surplus of center backs. Now, regardless what happens with Mika Faye, I think this will be an absolute win for Barcelona, because if Mika Faye decides to stay, then of course Barcelona would have this top player, top center back, a player with a lot of potential and a lot of promise. But if Mika Faye decides to leave from the club, then Barcelona could look to make a lot of money, because they did sign him only for 1.5 million euros. And it's reported that some clubs are willing to pay around 25 million euros. So that would be a lot of profit for Barcelona. That would go a long way in helping the financial fair play. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Barcelona want to sell the player. I'm not even advocating that Barcelona should sell the player. Barcelona want to keep Mika Faye. I think that Barcelona should keep Mika Faye. But in case the player himself decides to leave, there's nothing Barcelona could do. And in that case, it's reported that Barcelona would look to offload him, but will not look to give him away. So in that case, Barcelona could make some pretty good money because, again, they only signed him for 1.5 million euros. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.